Hello and welcome to my channel, SkeeterJones Things. I'm Misty, and in today's video I'll be showing you some of the tools that I use when I'm trying to identify my jewelry, clean it up, maintain it, untangle it, or see how much purity there is to the metals in my jewelry. Before I go through these, I would like to ask that if you enjoy the content, that you consider liking and sharing, that you would consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you'll know when I upload new videos, and that you comment if you have other tools or tricks that help you out, because I always like to learn and grow together. First of all, my most important and most expensive piece of equipment is my Presidium gem tester. If you watch unboxing videos or jewelry videos in general on YouTube, you have probably seen one of these. And basically how it works is by reading the thermal conductivity of a stone. And each stone basically has its own signature, its own fingerprint in that regard, and that's how this works. It's not going to tell you every single gemstone that there is out there, but it will give you a good idea that you can put together with maybe a good reference book to help you more pinpoint what you're looking at. Sometimes you have a pretty good idea. If you're looking at something purple, you may think it's an amethyst. Green, you may think it's an emerald or a jade, depending on what kind of green it is. But you will be surprised quite a bit. I recently did a video where I tested a lot of jewelry of a lot of different colors, and some I thought might be a citrine, some I thought might be amethyst, but it actually all ended up mostly being jade or jadeite. So this is a good, helpful tool to have. And if you want something, it does have to be plugged into the wall. It has to be used at home. But if you want something you can take with you to yard sales or estate sales, a diamond tester will help you out with that. But it will only tell you if something is a diamond or not a diamond. It won't really tell you if what a gemstone is, unless it's a diamond. And it also works with thermal conductivity. The thing with the diamond selector or a diamond tester is that it has to be calibrated to the carat size of the diamond and the ambient temperature in the room. I've already set this one up because it takes just a minute, but you can kind of see mine. I set it up for my room temperature and for the size of my diamond, and it goes up into the red if it is actually a diamond, which in this case that is. And then the Presidium gem tester works in the same way. You just press it to the stone, and the metal part of the probe actually retracts, and you push it until it goes up into the wand, the stylist. Did I say stylist? The stylus. But you do have to make sure that it's calibrated, and it comes with instructions for doing that as well. A point of maintenance for these, since they are thermal conductivity tools, you want to keep them turned off when you are not using them. You can keep it on for a little while, like if you're doing a video or going through an unboxing of some jewelry that you got online. But do turn it off when you're done, because they can overheat and make them wear out before their time. The next thing that I want to point out to you is how to tell if something is a precious metal. You can use a scratch stone to do a scratching test and get a set of acids. And that is, you may think that that'll damage your jewelry. Now it will if you put the acid directly onto the jewelry. So what you do is you scratch, and that doesn't damage your jewelry. It doesn't take off a significant amount of the metal from your jewelry. And first off, I'm going to show you how to test the carat of gold. So what you would do first is you take the highest, which is 18, the highest concentration of acid, and You would put it on, and if it eats through, then you know that that is not 18 karat gold. In this case it is, so it's not going to eat through. But what you would do is you would just go down. If it ate through that, then I would go down to the 14 karat. And you see, actually this is 14 karat because it did not eat through. So there's no need to go any further. If it ate through the 14 karat, then I would use the 10 karat. And that's how you tell what carat gold that you're dealing with. And how you use the silver testing is the same way. You do a scratch. Now when you are testing jewelry, you should test each component, because one part might be sterling and another part might not be. A good way to maybe avoid using up your acids as quickly is to carry a magnet with you, because sterling silver is not magnetized. Now it may come up sometimes with a slight amount of magnetism, and that might be because it is silver plated. So magnet is not a foolproof way of telling you whether something is sterling, but again, like the gem tester, it gives you a good idea of what you're dealing with, and then you can test further if you need more conclusive results. So I'm going to make a scratch here of this closure, and I'm going to make another scratch with this bead, and then a third one of the bracelet. And I'm going to show you a couple of things. Most people use 18 karat solution because it is the quickest and easiest read. What 18 karat gold solution will do to sterling is it will turn it blue. If it does not turn blue, it is not sterling. So that's the quickest and easiest read. What some people will do, most people go for the 18 karat solution to test sterling, because the silver solution is already this kind of orangey reddish color, and it has to turn red for it to indicate sterling in the case of the solution. And as you can see, it's kind of hard to see that because the acid itself is already kind of orangey, and then the stone is black. So what people will do is let that sit for just a moment, and then they will pull it up on a piece of cotton or on a Q-tip to see what color they're looking at. And as you can see, that has turned red, so that is sterling. So if you don't want to use your 18 karat solution to test your sterling, just keep some Q-tips or cotton with you, and then let that silver solution sit on there for just a moment, and then wipe it off, and then you can look at it against the cotton, and then you'll get a much clearer read in that way. Now when you are also testing, when you're finished, or actually as you're going through it, it helps from time to time to use a neutralizer on your stone, because what that will do, if you have once you've done a test, some of that acid will remain. Even if you've wiped it off, there will be a little bit of acid still remaining on the stone, and that can then give you false results for tests that you might do later on. So it's good to use a neutralizer from time to time while you are using your testing stone. Now next, and I forgot to have something here with me, but some stones actually will fluoresce, and that's a good way to tell what stone you're looking at. I don't have any right here next to me, which I should have had with me before I started the video, but some things will fluoresce, such as rubies, or amazonite, or fluorite will fluoresce. Amber will fluoresce. That's a good way to tell if you're looking at genuine amber or not, is to shine a black light on it, because it'll turn kind of a like a milky yellowish greenish color under black light. And that's a good way to tell. And just a little tidbit too, if you are into antiques, you can take one of these with you to the thrift store or the estate sale and just shine it over the glassware and uranium glass. If you like to collect depression uranium glass, it will fluoresce under black light as well. This is just a good one to have just in your purse or in your pocket when you're estate sailing or thrift storing, to shine over the jewelry, the glassware, because there are lots of things that will fluoresce and will give you a good idea of what you're looking at. And of course you can carry this in your purse as well, the magnet, to help you know, like if somebody says, oh well, this is sterling silver, just stick your magnet to it, and you can tell, because there are people out there who will try to dupe you, and it's just good to be aware. The more you know, the less someone can pull the wool over your eyes. All right, now just a little practical tool, upholstery needles. These are quite helpful to untangle chains. These are kind of bigger chains because I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on this on the video, but I've never had this not work. The needles can get down there, down in between the chains a lot easier than your fingers can, or you can separate something to the point where you can then pick it up and pull it apart with your fingers. Upholstery needles are excellent. They're great. There is another YouTuber, Dr. Lori, who I would recommend. She's a very good resource. She actually has mentioned using pins. Like once you get something separated, then you pin it in place with a straight pin to hold that out of the way while you work on another part of the necklace or another part of the chain. I haven't used that tip yet, but I think I may. I'm planning on doing an upcoming video of just untangling, just getting some nasty tangles apart, and using different techniques to see what works the best. Okay, next, to measure your item. This is a mandrel. This also is a mandrel. For rings, how to read a mandrel. You put the ring on, and the line that it covers will tell you the size. So this is about a 5 3/4 on this ring. If it's a wider ring, then you want the reading to be a little bit above what's covered. So because it's really, really wide, and our fingers are not the same width all the way down. So I would always say opt for the next smaller size if you're sizing it for someone else, because you don't want to tell them that something is bigger than it really is, and then they get it and aren't able to put it on. And the same way you read a ring mandrel, you read a bracelet mandrel. And these are inch measurements. This one, how you would read this size is, it is a 7-incher, because it just covers the 7-inch. You can still see the 7 1/4 mark. The mark below the number is the reading. So this is the 7 1/4 line here, and then the bracelet is sitting on the 7-inch line. And that is how you read that. There are two different ways that people measure necklaces, just total length or drop. So make sure that you know what measurement you're getting, and that way you'll have a better idea of the fit of a necklace. For example, for this necklace here, you would say it has an extender. Most people will measure without the extender, and then we'll tell you how long the extender is. But this necklace has a 7 1/2-inch drop, which means that it would have a 15-inch total length, again without the extender. And that's how you would measure and read the measurement of a necklace, either a total length or a drop length. And again, if you are measuring that for someone else, for someone else's benefit, or if someone's telling you a measurement, make sure that you understand whether you're getting a total length or a drop length measurement. So these are the most common tools that I use. There are other things that I pull out as I need them, but these are the most common ones that I use, that I find the most helpful as I'm trying to classify my jewelry, size it, clean it, and basically just know what I'm working with. And speaking of cleaning, actually, I use a little silver polishing cloth. It doesn't have any kind of solutions permeated into it. All it will do is basically just give a slight polishing, a slight cleaning. And where that comes in handy is if something is marked but you can't read it because it has so much tarnish over the mark, you can take a polishing cloth and kind of wipe it off a little bit so you can see what you're working with. Most people, if you're looking to sell jewelry, a lot of people actually like the tarnish and don't want it removed. So I would advise to not make it your go-to thing to immediately clean and polish all the silver that you get, because you may be selling to someone who actually wants that patina to be on there. And so I would just say communicate with your potential buyer, someone who might be interested in it, and first find out if they want it cleaned before you do that. You may find out a lot of times that they actually would prefer that it not be cleaned. All right, now those are the tools that I use, some of the advice and tips that I can give. Again, if you enjoyed this content, please consider giving it a like and a share. And please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. And if I left any ideas out, or if you have some ideas and tips and tricks that work for you that you'd like to share and pass along, please leave them here in the comments. Thanks a lot, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.